Okay, so I have a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it. And so I'm like, what if I can actually still be productive in 10 minutes? Which is why I'm here today. So welcome to my little experiment. So what I've noticed lately is I'm a person who has lots of big ideas. I want to do everything under the sun. And somehow I want to get it all done in my lifetime. I have just been kind of overwhelmed by all of that. And I do use the Pomodoro method. The Pomodoro method, for people who might not know, is like you basically block your time out. You do 25 minutes of purely uninterrupted focus time, and then you get like 5 minutes of like rest. You go back in for 25, you rest for another 5, and I think you do that 4 times, and then you get a longer break. But I am still having an issue with, sometimes I don't have 25 minutes, so I'm like, how do I break down these like big tasks into much smaller chunks? I've been personally struggling with, okay, I want to have 2 minutes of a piece choreographed before class. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do that in 25 minutes. I mean, I could if I really had to. But I also like can't do that in 10. So sometimes I don't do anything at all. And I feel like that is holding me back. And so I guess there's 2 things happening. 1, I want to break things down into smaller chunks, but 2, I kind of am thinking that 10 minutes is much more powerful than I've been giving it credit for. I've been playing around with taking 10 minutes and just taking the smallest task that I can do. So instead of trying to choreograph a 2-minute piece in 10 minutes or even in 25, I was like, I'm gonna take 10 minutes and I'm just gonna find a song that I wanna dance to. And by dedicating 10 minutes to doing that, I actually have found that I build more momentum to actually complete the things that I want to do, all the creative things. Of course, at some point in time, you're going to have to spend a larger chunk of time sort of dedicated in the muck, very like in the zone mode to finish the thing. But sometimes I have a hard time getting started and getting the ideas while they're fresh and like juicy out of here and like into the real world. So it's got me thinking, what if I like really put this to the test and build an experiment on it? Okay, so I have my laptop here. There's a list on here I want to refer to. So in this experiment, I want to go about my day or the rest of my day, and I'm going to try to complete some of the usual tasks that make me feel a little anxious, and I'm just going to see how much I can get done in 10 minutes. I'm thinking maybe we test choreography. Maybe I'll try to like plan some content. I am working on a current branding project. I'm gonna throw in stretching. But basically, I'm gonna take a few tasks and I'm going to just like time myself. I'm gonna pull out a little timer. When the timer goes off, we're just gonna like see what it felt like, what was going through my mind, and just maybe document how much I actually got done. I'm also just gonna, I'm gonna try like being still for 10 minutes. No technology, no podcasts, no music, just not doing anything. I'm just gonna like relax and see what that feels like. Okay, let's get into it. So I actually kind of lost track of time while I was sitting in silence to the point where I almost fell asleep. So the silence was definitely quite loud at first, and I would say that this is coming from someone who puts on a podcast, music, or a show in the background to do all of my sort of like around the house chores. With the room completely quiet, I actually was surprised at how quickly I could fall asleep. So that was definitely interesting, something worth noting. Stretching actually felt like it might go on for hours. Also, I love how Quincy was very confused about what I was doing, and then you just see him get over it and run away. But spending 10 minutes stretching is something that I found really easy to do. It felt like it could go on forever, and I actually felt like I could get a really like nice deep stretch in just those 10 minutes. Okay, listen, I tried to challenge myself to choreograph something in 10 minutes just to see how far I could get, and even though it was a bit of a fail, I think I would actually do this one again because Even though I only ended up with concepts or like really small movement phrases, it forced me to get to work right away, which is exactly what I wanted to do in this 10 minutes, just kind of get my creative brain going. Okay. My next task is to work on a branded project. I want to pull together some colors, finalize some fonts. And I already have kind of an idea. I just need to like refine, make a decision, make the call, and start to put a mood board together for this thing. So here we go. That's cute, girl. You really thought, you optimistic you. This was a fail, I guess. I didn't get nearly as far as I hoped, but even in that failure, I actually learned how much time I need to allot for sort of each task. Okay, so that was 10 minutes. The timer went off. I didn't even finish picking a color palette, but that's okay, because that is the point of this experiment. Some things are like not hard for me to do, and others that they take more time. So first task that I did was to just like rest for 10 minutes in silence, no phone, no noise, no podcast, no music, nothing. And what's crazy is I almost fell asleep. Like, it was very calming, and in my mind, I think I need my phone to go to sleep, but now I'm kind of questioning that. The second thing I did was the stretching, and with that, time just felt like it was going on forever and ever. I was like, really? It hasn't been 10 minutes yet? Oh, I can get a decent stretch in 10 minutes. That's plenty of time. But then when I went to go choreograph to see what I could come up with in 10 minutes, I barely had anything solid. I did have a lot of ideas. Like, I would go to like make something for a round, and then I was like, okay, this is an idea. I'm not married to this yet. So I think I just have to know that those processes like take me longer. Also in the same vein, branded stuff just takes me a really long time. It's one of those things, you know what you don't want, and you think you know what you want up here, and then you see it and you're like, oh, this isn't working. Need to iterate on it. But all in all, I think this was a really interesting experiment. There's some things I would probably do differently, but I learned a lot. And ultimately, I just think that 10 minutes is plenty of time when it comes to certain things. And I think I can be more like open-minded about what things I can sort of take on in that time frame. And I also think that I can learn or be better about the difference between something that's a project versus something that's a task. This is a project. I think picking out a color is not some colors for a brand is not something I can do in 10 minutes. And maybe that was obvious to you, but it wasn't obvious to me. So anyway, you live and you learn. But yeah, this was really fun. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep creating some more stuff. So until next time.